33. Tell me something good.
Everybody, you know, they tell me life don't come with no million, so we gonna take it a day at a time.
Man, about time you got here, man. Light your cigar, do whatever you gotta do. Get comfortable so we can get this game going.
Oh, shit, what do you need to come out?
Man, just hold your man. That's all you gotta do. Play some defense.
Man, too late, man. Domino, game.
Good days, great nights. Good days, great nights. Well, we back at it again. Got a good one for y'all today. I think this one's gonna be very. You're gonna get some knowledge out of it because I got some knowledge out of him. I met him about 3 or 4 years back, so I got some good knowledge out of him. At one point in time, we're gonna talk about it. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Good Days, Great Nights podcast. Of course, got my guy in. It's a rule of thumb. We don't never really ask you your name because we base it off of something else. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we use music to kind of tell you a little bit about the person because everybody base you off of your accolades, what you've done, what you haven't done, what they heard about you. Okay. It's a dude on the stoplight. He swear he know you, but he really don't know you. He just know based off what he heard. Right. So we was talking. So we're going to take a trip. So you got a choice. Either we can take a trip in the U.S. or whatever, or we can be getting off the plane, and it's a guy's trip. And we going somewhere. You get to pick the place we going. Where you want to go?
We're going to Greece.
Okay, we're going to Greece. We're going to go to Greece. All right, so check this out. So we in the Bourbon. We get the rental and everything. Okay. I know you. Other cats, everybody. You bringing your partners. I'm bringing my partners. We on our way to the resort, let's say, or whatever. And they got to get to know you. If you have 5 songs to tell who you are, maybe what you've been through, what you've seen, or when you think about this, it make you think about like family, nieces, nephews, kids, neighborhood, whatever. Okay. What would those 5 songs be?
5 songs. The first one I'm gonna go with is T.I., My Type.
Okay. Tell me about it.
It's basically he basically saying when I die, you never meet a nigga my type. Okay. So it's basically a rare breed.
Okay.
If I had another one, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go T.I. again.
Okay.
Live in the Sky.
Okay. That's self-explanatory. Give me a little bit, just so they don't know. Why I relate to you?
I mean, he rapped about his loved ones that he lost, and I done lost a lot of loved ones. So
okay.
It's one of my emotional songs. So I'm gonna follow it up with "Dreaming" by Jeezy.
Okay.
Same thing right there.
Okay.
Let me see. Boys to Men, Mama.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I lost my mama, so that's one of my songs.
All right.
And if I had to pick a 5th one, see, man, you put me on the spot.
That's what it's built for.
There's so many songs, man. Shit.
Like I tell everybody, you got to balance it out. You didn't rap me all the way down. You gave me mama. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing just in case, you know. You want to slow it down and the night moving fast. If not, give me what you got.
And you know what? I'm going to go Isley Brothers, Boys to Atlantis.
Okay, live version.
That's my joint.
Live version.
Live version, radio version. That's just my joint. So
okay.
That just represent my smooth side.
That's your smooth.
Yeah,
that's your smooth side. Okay.
A lot of people don't get to see that. I've been showing it a lot lately. You know what I'm saying?
I see you. You've been coming through, man. Hats and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 T.I.s, in the sense of losing your loved ones. Yeah. And the other one is just being authentic, being real. We got Jeezy Dreaming. Yeah. So it just flows into that. Yeah. And then we got Mama. Just to, kind of keep the memory going. Yeah. And then Isley to balance it all out.
Yeah, old school, man. Old school.
Okay,
that's
so no doubt. So without further ado, let me tell everybody who I got in the building today. I got the great Tee Ervin. You got a couple handles. What else you go by, man?
Tee Ervin, Siř Tee the OG.
Okay.
The artist formerly known as Cuddy Low.
Okay.
That's about it. They can get the rest later.
All right. Okay. So I love the music choice, and I love the fact that you took it to a place outside of the U.S. All right. So, and I think the reason why that's important, man, is just where we come from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, in the sense of that, kind of tell them where you from.
I'm from the east side of Kansas City.
Okay.
24th Street to be exact.
All right.
You know, it's no different than no other neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We seen things that we shouldn't have seen at a young age, but, you know, we made it out. So I still travel through it probably like once a week just to keep myself humble. Yeah, keep myself humble.
That's cool. Okay. So, like, growing up as a kid, what was it like? Like, give me some just, like, the good times. Like, you know, when you had little, but it was a lot.
I mean, my childhood was pretty cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a big family.
Yeah.
So I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
So I had I got a lot of nieces and nephews. So I never had little sisters, but all my nieces and nephews was like my little sister. So it was always somebody's living with us. So you know what I'm saying? You don't know you're poor when you in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. So my childhood was cool.
Okay.
Up until 8. Once 8 hit, that's when I started getting losses. But up until 8, it was cool.
Okay, that's cool. So, I'm actually from Wyandotte County originally. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up, it was blue collar. You know what I'm saying? My dad worked a lot. My mom worked a lot. So, growing up as well, you didn't understand like the haves and the have-nots. You just living. So everything that you wanted, you know, you had to earn, of course. But then after that, it was one of them things where you just kind of seen it for what it was and how it was and things like that. So it was cool. But just overall, it's cool. So hold on one second, man. We at the Pure Lounge down here on 34th and Main. I got my guy. He just stepped over here. Tell me a little bit about it, my guy. Introduce yourself, man.
Ervin, owner of Pure Lounge. Come through. Open Tuesday through Sunday, man. Got hookah, got drinks, non-alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
So come through.
No doubt.
What's
So
the address?
3419 Main. Kansas City,
okay.
Missouri.
And what flavor is this today? What we got?
3419, man.
I think this is a Sex on the Beach.
Uh-huh.
Sex on the Beach? Yeah, Sex on the Beach.
Okay.
A lot of women like that.
A lot of women like to say, okay, got a smooth taste. Appreciate you, big brother.
I forgot one of my names. My new handle, TB Shooting.
TV shooting?
Yeah, TB Shooting.
Long distance?
Yeah.
From the parking lot?
Shooting, yeah, that got several meanings to it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the childhood sense of it and how we balance everything that we kind of deal with, man, I just asked a few questions because we don't have the answers to everything as we're coming into it. So now with the next generation coming into it, it's important, and I'm not talking about like our kids. I'm talking about the two generations after them. Yeah. They're going to need some guidance because it's going to change again. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to master this. They're going to master it. The young millennium's going to do it.
It's going to change.
It's going to change again, but it's going to come back around.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of stuff is coming back around. So when you're looking at life, got a regular 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. Also got something else you're passionate about. What's that? What else you do?
I'm a photography company.
Okay.
Basically, I got 2 full-time jobs.
2 full-time
right now,
jobs.
yeah.
Okay, so like with that, man, you doing that, you working, you taking care of nieces and nephews and everything like that, family, right? How do you balance the photography where it doesn't get in the way with the main job and you still have a personal life?
Man, that's the hardest part. I'm still trying to figure out, man. I work myself too much.
Uh-huh.
So I ain't really mastered it yet. I'd be lying if I said I had.
Right. So is it like more or less of learning to say no? How do you balance it? Put it in a categories and stuff like that.
Now that I've been doing it for a while, about 10 years, I can pick and choose what I want to do and what I don't want to do.
Okay.
And it just depends on my goals for that month, for real, if I'm take a lot of shoots or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning now that I'm older to rest a little bit, how important rest is. Mm-hmm. So I don't shoot as much as I used to, but I still shoot a lot.
Okay.
So.
That's dope. Okay. So, like, when you first started it, what was it on the Polaroid joint with the shaking joint, or how did we get into it? Like, how did you fall in love with the whole photography thing?
Man, to keep it funky, man, I was doing music.
Okay.
And my guys started shooting music videos.
Okay.
And when I seen they were shooting music videos with a camera, I was like, oh, what's that? I started asking questions. So I went and bought me a camera. You know what I'm saying? I bought my first camera actually to do videos.
Okay.
And then, so when I started doing videos, me and my cousin, we just slowed down. So I just slowly started taking pictures. Mm-hmm. You know, when you first start something, people don't take you serious. So
right.
I used to put my joint on a tripod and take pictures of myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I used to hate taking pictures, but I put the joint on the tripod and start getting better and better. Next thing you know, people start fucking with me.
Okay. So like when you look back at some of your old work and you look at it now,
Trash. That shit is trash.
but like,
But I keep it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I go back and look at it often. I still got them on my hard drive.
Yeah.
I go back and look at it and just see my progression.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
So like that, what was the moment where you knew it had shifted? Like where you like, and I mean, not even to be like arrogant or cocky or nothing like that or boasting or bragging, where you knew like, man, this is finally paying off.
Where I stopped promoting myself and I was getting all word of mouth.
And see, that's major. That's major.
All word of mouth. Like I hardly ever promote myself.
Yeah.
I be forgetting to, but I get word of mouth. When you do good business and you know what I'm saying, good energy on the shoots, people tell people about you.
Right.
So that probably was around. I started in like 2010, 2011. So about 2013, 2014, people started fucking with me.
Gotcha. So what was the biggest one you think you've done, or you think all of them are big?
Yeah, I love them all.
Okay.
I got clients that I've been shooting since they was, like they probably, like I got kids that's like 10 now or something. I've been shooting since they was little.
That's dope.
So my repeat clients, I probably got about 8 of them.
That's dope. That's cool, man. I think even with this, man, it's hard for me to even learn this whole like promoting thing, because I feel like if it's organic and it's real, then they should fool with you. So like, but I understand you got to do the legwork.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it how you want it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna come how you want it, because you feel like you be more entitled than what you. Cause you're like, I'm doing the work, but they don't see what you do behind the scenes. They just see the final product, and either they fuck with you or they don't.
Right. That's real.
What I had to learn.
That's real. Okay, so like right now, like as far as like marriage and like relationships and all of that, like how do you gauge that? How do you look at it now? Is it like falling in love is easy, or you kind of like just waiting on the right time, or how's that going?
Shit. I'm an organic person, so I don't rush nothing.
Yeah.
Like I really only had 2 relationships in my life.
Right.
Like 2 real relationships.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard when you be by yourself for so long.
Right.
It's hard to get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I date here and there.
Gotcha.
It's just, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand your work. Like when you got a job, got a business.
Right.
It's hard to make time for other people. You know what I'm saying? So when you get your me time, you be chilling. I be forgetting to call people and shit like that, and then next thing you know, I ain't talking to them no more.
Right.
To keep it funky, it ain't out the books though. Like,
no, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying, occasionally I think when a lot of people look at men, they think that they like scared of it.
Yeah, no, I ain't scared of it. I treat relationships like people should treat marriage.
Right.
That's why I don't just get me the chicken in 2 months later we're in a relationship. Like I want to get to
Really?
know you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't cheat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm single, I do what I want to do. But if I make you my girl,
lock it down.
Yeah, so I take that shit serious.
That's what's up. Did you grow up seeing marriage as a kid?
Yeah, my brother been married about 34 years.
How was that? Like looking at your brother and seeing him doing that, is it like that's a role, like that's a staple, a blueprint of it? Or you just kind of like, yeah, I don't want to really go through some of them, where you just how you look at it?
I wasn't really paying attention to it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm my mama's only child that ain't married now. You know what I'm saying? I'm the youngest, but I didn't really pay attention. But I seen what I got from it was it's can you make it through the hard times?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I seen them argue and shit. They didn't argue a lot, but I seen them argue. He was in the army.
Right.
I used to go on the army base with him and shit. So I was like they 4th child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean it's a beautiful thing, but I seen them like I ain't never heard. They kept their business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if they had any cheating scandals or none of that shit. They didn't. The family don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But I learned a lot.
I mean, I think that's the best thing going though, because you got to kind of keep it private. I think when we put people into it, I mean, I was guilty of that a lot of times. Man, I would ask people's advice and opinion versus going to God with it, or going to like 1 or 2 people. You know, you asking other people because you want to make sure you get the answer.
Yeah.
So as you looking at it and you gauging it, you like, man, I just need some guidance. But because this thing, like life period, don't come with no manual. So then when you looking at,
all the time.
so when you looking at marriage, that's 2 people coming together, and they got to kind of bend and, you know, send and maneuver and do that.
Yeah.
So that way you can live your best life and take those trips and build a family and kids like that. You don't have kids or nothing like that, right?
Yeah, I got a daughter.
You have a daughter?
Yeah.
Just one?
I got a daughter that passed away, and then a daughter I'm raising.
Okay, so that's
16, and 13.
6, 16, and 13.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, with your daughter that passed, like how did that change you as a father? Like when you're raising the daughter that you have now.
Yeah. I got something called parental paranoia. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want your kid to
Right.
not to sight or go over nobody's house or none of that, because you know what I'm saying, like, because the daughter I'm raising now is my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But I don't use
Well,
step,
yeah, we don't
I
say
use the
step.
title.
You got a bonus.
But to keep it, I met her when she was 5.
Right.
So to keep it funky, like when I lost my daughter, it made me scared to bring another kid into the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like I failed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she died in my presence, so I feel like I failed. And I was like, man, I can't bring another kid into this world. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if I can't find the right girl to bring? So you know what I'm saying? So that was one of the reasons I didn't get into relationships for real either.
No, I mean that's real because I think now I got I got a 12 and a 2-year-old. I don't know if I can never bring kids into the world again because of the blending of it, and then the fact of like you don't want one to feel like you giving more attention than the other one and all of that, and then you don't want it to be a thing of like feeling like, hey, how when you're not able to protect them. Like I understand, like I really get that because that's really my biggest thing. Like I'm more keen to give a person a pass when I'm by myself, not even like on no tough guy stuff, than I went with my kids. Because when my kids, it's like, hey, man, they got to go ahead and keep on because they ain't got a chance to tell their story. They ain't got a chance to make a legacy for themselves. So I'm more of that. So I think, man, did it harden you in a way? Because I think with me, so my daughter is a twin. My oldest, she's a twin. So 6 months into it, it was a stillborn. So we lost one. So for a long time, man, when I used to see my daughter as a kid in the back seat, man, she would be talking, and I'm like, man, and looking in the sky, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, she got to be talking to her sister. You know what I'm saying? Talking to her sister. It was a better part of her. So for a long time, man, and that's why the 10-year gap is there because I was messed up. I was messed up, man. And then when you raising little girls, and they seeing a man, especially a black man, raising them, it's important that you give them those morals, those principles, those values, but you give it to them very transparent in time. Like you want them to be as naive as they can as they coming up because, like you said, we seen things that we wasn't supposed to see early on. So now you don't want them to see too much. And with this internet,
it's hard to keep them away from.
It's hard. It's real.
Yeah, it's very hard to keep them away from you. You said that it hardened me. The messed up part, man. I lost my daughter 2 years after I lost my mom, so I was still grieving when that happened.
Right.
So like most of them years, 05, and I lost her in 07. So like 08 through 010, it's like a lot of that shit is a blur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember certain parts of it, but I don't remember a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? I had, you had them suicidal thoughts and shit like that because you failed, But other than that, like it changed me, and then eventually it changed me for the better. Like that's what eventually made me start tackling knowledge and shit. I'm like, I can't just go on being the same, drinking every weekend with the homies and shit. Like I couldn't do that shit no more.
Right.
So I had to. That's when I started picking up books and shit and trying to change my life.
Right. So speaking on that book stuff, man, let me tell them something, man. I want them to understand. You was like one of the coolest cats to me, not because of just like the rapping, how you carried yourself as a man. You had a job and you wasn't ashamed of your job. You was cool with what you did. But I remember one day I'm at the desk, you know what I'm saying? You coming past me, bro. And you like, hey, what's that book? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it was like, I think it was Purpose Driven or something like that. And you pulled out that $100 bill out your wallet, the law of attraction thing.
Yeah.
Do you still got it?
$100 bill?
Yeah.
I got a $100 bill in my wallet right now.
The one that was with the tape on it?
I don't know if I got that one no more, but I still got it.
So you went from that one to always keeping it in your wallet right now.
Yeah.
So that I think that was dope. But then you also gave me something, man. You gave me this Google Drive, and it had
with all those books on
and it gave me all them books, man. And I guess my thing is, what made you say I'm gonna give this to him? And I know you had said you gave it to other people.
And I just wanted to spread knowledge, man. Like as a young black man, they say we don't gain knowledge until we go to jail. So my main reason for starting reading was like I don't want to have to go to jail to sit down and read. So I started sitting down and read. I probably was like 27.
Yeah.
I just started tackling books. I think what's the first book I got? I want to say it was Think and Grow Rich.
Okay.
And then I just started following that. Then I watched a movie called The Secret.
Yeah.
I told you about that. And I started following all the people that was on The Secret, started getting their books, and then it just graduated to biographies and everything. Like, I don't read a lot of fiction books. I just read a lot of those. And,
man, you gave me The Secret, bro, and I'm going to tell you something, man. Even on a religious level, on that, man, I went to my apostle. I was geeked about it when I read it, and I read the magic. I read the book. It was like 28 days, man, and it gave me so much of understanding and being able to say like what I'm grateful for. So, on the magic, you got to write every day 10 things you're grateful for. You got to have the magic rocks. You got to have the energy. And when I gave it to him, he didn't even like look at me on some like, nah, that's this. He was like, nah, energy. He got it.
Okay.
He was like, energy is God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it was like one of them things where he was like, man, energy is God. So since energy is God, he was like, hey, I get where you're going with it, but just remember what it is. You know, the balance of it, man. And I think I gave that book to about 10 people.
Yeah.
And one of my guys, I just gave it to him recently. And when I gave it to him recently or whatever, he been writing it, kind of looking down at it and everything like that and seeing it. And then once he started seeing it, he called me like, bro, this book is crazy. Because I think I had to write a check.
I ain't even read that yet. That's the second part of The Secret, right?
The second part to The Secret, man. So, because I watched The Secret. I watched it on, I think, YouTube. You told me, like, watch it on YouTube. And I watched it, and then the movie came out. They had the movie come out from last year before last, and I watched it. And it was like crazy how the lady house was going and all of that stuff
I
watched
that movie.
And it gave me a lot of insight. So for, you know what I'm saying, just I want to give you your flowers in that. All them books you gave me, bro, was like needed. And I ain't know that I was going to need them later on, because when I was looking at them, I'm like, okay, I got this. But when I start going through things, and I went back to that guide, and I started looking at them PDFs, man, I'm like, dang, I got this book already.
Yeah.
And we had read The Way of Superior Man.
Yeah, I ain't finished it, but I'm halfway through it. That's a powerful book.
Man,
That's
and
a powerful book.
It gave me so much game in the sense of like as a man.
It's on that PDF?
Yeah, no, I think it's on there.
I bought that outright.
It's on there.
I didn't even know it was on there.
Man, I bought it and I bought it on audio. So when I'm moving and grooving, sometimes I go back to it as a reference point.
It's on my phone right now.
Yeah, and it's one of them ones, man, where you just be like, dang, man, because it was given like, I think it was one part where like how you talk to your boss, how you talk to other men, how you talk to your friends, like hold them accountable and everything, and your dreams.
Yeah.
And like not letting people change your dreams.
Facts.
And that book helped me a lot. So bro, that's one of the main reasons why like when I see you doing stuff, I always go back to that. Because I remember my guy before, he was like, man, I'm gonna take trips more. Yeah. I'm gonna give me a new ride. I'm gonna be able to be on the scene as an OG. I'm gonna be able to walk around and do my thing. So it was one of them type of deals. You see what I'm saying? So definitely in that sense
and
of it.
The crazy part about it, man, sometimes you forget that you said you was gonna do certain stuff.
Right.
Because it ain't always gonna happen on your time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I got my last car,
Yeah.
I had forgot that I was even posting about it 5 years before.
Until you went back on your history
and
type?
I went back and looked, and I was like, I said I was gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I ever really put my mind to,
Yeah.
I did. So they said, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm setting bigger goals. Right now I ain't gonna put them out there yet, 'cause you know what I'm saying? But I got bigger goals, and we're gonna see if they come to fruition.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out what my guy got me going on, man.
Now we good.
Okay. His face? Oh, well, let me make sure I move it, man. I got to make sure he get his shine.
Scoot up.
We got to make sure my dog get all his GQ pictures and stuff. Is he better now?
I'm in there.
He in there? Okay. I just want to make sure, man. I want to make sure he get all of his. So, with the car, man, I can kind of relate, man. Last year was the first time I was able to walk into a dealership.
Yeah.
With no cosigner.
Facts.
Some money down.
Feel good, don't it?
And they called me Mr. Garner when I walked in and left out. Because at first they was kind of like hesitant.
Yeah. Until they check your credit.
When they checked that credit score, and I was like, they were like, you gonna use our finances? I'm like, no, I got my own.
Got my own, yeah.
And when they ran it, and the guy came in, he was like, I showed him, he threw me the keys.
Yeah.
He was like, drive it. He was like, I see you Monday.
Yeah.
He was like, leave that. I see you Monday. We'll do the paperwork then. And it made me feel good. But what really made me feel good was when my daughter got in the car. And she was just smiling like, I'm like, what's wrong with you? She's like, Daddy, this is nice. Like,
tight, yeah.
It was tight. And then one of my partners, he not like an exciting kind of guy.
Yeah, but he showed a different side of himself.
Man, because he was like, man, I'm going to always root for you, like all of y'all. Excuse me. Because he always looked at it in the sense of like, I want to make sure that my people get on and we all get on together. Yeah. So he was so super excited, bro, and everybody else was excited for me, and it was different. Like I said before, you're going to get cosigns, you're going to get buy here, pay here's, you're going to get a little bucket, you know what I'm saying, where you know if you move the door wrong, the window going to fall down, or, you know, people can't see you in your different cars or whatever, so that was cool.
See, I didn't ever get no buy here, pay here's. I used to all cash.
You was cashed out?
Yeah, my mama didn't believe in credit, so it was all cash.
Okay.
Right? So when I got my first car, I was with my credit union for a while. So they messed with me. I had to come up with a little down payment, but it still, even that felt good.
Yeah.
Cause no, like you said, no cosigner or nothing. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? First apartment, I had to get a cosigner.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but once I got my first car, I think it was an '06 Cadillac.
You didn't put it on Vogue?
Nah. I had an old school Gangster White Walls back in the day though. The 7 Deuce on Gangster White Walls.
Okay,
though, so
okay.
I done had my share of Cadillacs, man. I ain't never getting another one.
Nah, I think I'm sold where I'm at with this foreign lifestyle. It's kind of different, but it's like I said, if you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
That's life. Take care of life. Life is take care of you.
No doubt. So when you look at like your daughter, saying your bonus child now, when you're raising her, what is some of the things that you do worry about, like for her growing up? Like, what's some of your fears? Not fears in the sense of like they'll happen, but just like things that you worry about.
Man, shit, society, period. Like,
Right.
They making things acceptable that I feel like kids shouldn't be exposed to.
Right.
And they putting them in cartoons and you know what I'm saying? Even the music, like we had our share of music that was you know what I'm saying, raunchy.
Right.
But we had to go find it. We had to go fishing for it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Now every song, like I can't even, she's 13, I can't even really ride with the regular songs because the men and the women, all they talking about is fuck this and fuck that and like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be responsible for exposing her to it, but she's still going to see it because it's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how you know this song? YouTube.
Right.
So it's just basically the internet. Like that's what
Right.
scared me the most. Like you can drop jewels, and what I learned, man, is you just can drop jewels in your kids and hope they use them.
That's it.
Like we don't own them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So once they get a certain age, I tell them all, once you get a certain age, do what you want to do.
Yeah, we just born them for a little bit, really.
Yeah, basically, like once you turn 18, like hopefully you use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's what basically happened to me. Like I just start remembering all the stuff my mama taught me, and I start using it later in life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or even the things she didn't teach me that I just seen. All right, my mama would do this, or she would do that. So that's
Right.
basically how I had to teach myself because she died when I was 20. So I had to teach myself how to be a man. Pops
Right.
didn't teach me nothing. So
So with Pops not being there, since you said that,
he was around, he just wasn't there.
but just not there, but around.
Yeah.
How did that change you versus when you see other people? Some people, when their dads are there, it helps them. Some people, it hurts them, depending
Yeah.
on what it is. How did it balance out for you?
Like honestly, bro, like just seeing the man that my pops is, bro, it helped me because I wouldn't want to be like him.
Right.
But then as I got older, I understood why he is like he is. Like I had to remember, like dude had a life before me,
Right.
And all that stuff affected him. Like he was the age I am now when I was born,
Right.
So he had a whole life and so many losses. He had losses, parents, siblings. You know what I'm saying? And he never was able to get over that.
So generational.
Yeah. So once he became a father, all this stuff is still affecting him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't know how to.
Never dealt with it.
Yeah. So I'm his only child, so he never know how to. You know what I'm saying?
So I think with that, a lot of times that residue that's left in that glass,
Yeah.
we steady pouring into the next generation
Yeah.
instead of cleaning the glass out.
Yeah.
It took me, last year before last, to see a therapist.
Yeah.
And I had to, because I was carrying so much weight, like of my father, of my mother, of everything, and their generation and my grandparents and all of the different things. So I think after I started kind of looking at it and viewing it, man, I was going through a depression part.
Yeah.
I was suicidal in the thoughts of like, you young and you looking at your life in your 20s and it's not what you pictured it to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes that tears you down. You're working for somebody. Instead of working for yourself, you feel like you're supposed to be the boss. And if you don't have that mind frame, it's kind of weird. Like, I used to want to move up in the company. I used to want to be every year, let me get a raise, let me get a new position, let me get this, let me get that. But after I started looking at the numbers and looking at the time that you spend giving somebody overtime or salary, you really
changing time for money.
you see what I'm saying? And then peace. Your peace is everything. So it changed me in a sense because my dad was a blue collar, you know what I'm saying, construction, and then worked on cars, DJ'd, cut grass,
Everything.
hustle,
Busted his ass.
just everything to this day. So even like when he retired, it was like, dang, bro, you did this for 30-some years. And to this day, 6 o'clock in the morning, he's still up, watching the news, tying his boots up, about to go get to it.
Yeah.
So if you could give your daughter any advice outside of like, avoiding the YouTube and everything else, what would you give her advice on in life?
For one, watch her parents because she got a cool mama.
Okay.
Like her mama's venturing into entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
And she got a cool pops that's venturing into it. So basically, I tell her you can be anything you want to be.
That's what's
like
up.
She's still at the age where she, you know what I'm saying? You know, they be smelling themselves at 13.
Yeah.
But basically, you can be anything you want to be if you really just put the work in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be easily influenced. That's what I tell her.
Yeah.
Don't be easily influenced. Like those
Yeah.
people, they your friends now, but they might not be your friends forever.
Right.
And don't be the laughing stock.
That's it.
So don't let people entice you to do things that you know is wrong just to get a giggle or a friend. Like you don't need
Yeah.
them.
And I think that's something like with my daughter, I used to tell all the time, like, man, you special. And she like, why I got to be special? But I didn't understand that when people was telling me, like, you can do that, but that ain't really what you need to be doing. And it's like, I was talking to like a mom. She's like a mom to me. One of my homeboys, his mom, she was just talking to me, and she was just like, as a kid, I never worried about my son when he was with you. And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying, to have to walk down. But she was like, because he was so busy trying to fit in, and you were so busy standing out, and you didn't even know it. And I didn't never.
Natural.
Yeah, it was just natural. And then as you start looking at it, and you look at the ones that was that way now, they either begging, lost, barely getting by, because everything was handed to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, on a silver spoon. Some people, they take it and they make millions out of it.
Yeah,
but
some people take the game and run with it. But a lot of people get so used to give me, and then once ain't nobody there to give me no more, it's
Right.
a struggle.
Right. Okay. So when you look at like your legacy, you know what I'm saying, you as a person, what do you want your legacy to be?
My main legacy, man, is to be a great father and a great uncle.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how many nieces and nephews I got.
I just seen the photo shoot. I just seen you drop the photo shoot and everything. I seen that.
I got, but I'm focused now. My focus now, like, I think the kids is what can change the generational curse.
Right.
So it's them great nieces and nephews. I got about 30 of them. That I just want to know, like, your uncle was the coolest nigga ever. You know what I'm saying? So I spend as much time with them as I can. There's so many of them, you can't be there all the time. But
Right.
it's a few that I'm seeing almost every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I drop little jewels on them. You know what I'm saying?
And it's got to be cool to see you pull up on the scene and jump out and you like, come on, like, how is that now that you get to be the uncle that maybe your uncles or, you know, OGs that you seen, how do you feel now when, because I tell people all the time when people be like, what's up, OG? I'm like, bro, I ain't even that. But like now you get that honorary, and not because they gave it to you, but because you earned it, because you've seen a little bit more rain than other people.
My main goal is to be opposite of what I seen growing up.
Right.
Like all my uncles was in jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My pops wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be there. You know
That's
what I'm
dope.
saying? So when the kids have games and stuff, if I can show up, I'm showing up.
Gotcha.
And that's what I want to applaud this generation of parents for, because like when we used to go to our games, like we used to have to ride with other parents and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see so many mamas, they might not even know what basketball, they might not even know the rules, but they at that game cheering for their kid.
With a T-shirt on the
yeah,
back. This
you know
my
what I'm saying?
baby. Yeah.
So and I see it so much. So I just want to applaud all the parents because I see it so much.
That's cool. That's real, because when you look at it, you didn't see a lot of parents then, but you do. You see everybody taking their kids to basketball games, baseball games, and putting them into different situations.
Yeah. And people focus on what the parents do, because the hardest part about being a parent is living your life and still being a parent. And these days it's so hard that you got to watch what you put on social media, because your kids, like, you might not allow your kids to have social media, but their friends might have it.
Right.
And then they might scroll and see you doing something. Like, look at your mama, look at your daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
embarrassing.
another. You don't want to be that one. Like, man, that's why your mama did this online. Like, you don't want to be that kid. So that's a balance, because you still got to live your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, our 30s ain't the same as the 30s we was growing up. I thought 30 was old.
Right.
40, I thought that shit was old growing up.
Yeah, that's real.
We like a hip-hop generation, so we young until we 70.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And every year it changed, because if either 40's the new 30 or 20 and all that.
I don't
Jay-Z
even
say
say
all
you
that.
ain't got to say all that no more. You just, like, our favorite rappers is old.
Yeah.
They in their 40s.
Yeah.
But you can't tell because they still wear the same shit we wear, say the same. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, it's just times has changed. Evolution is a motherfucker.
That's real. I think that's cool, man.
I like it.
No, and I
like
do.
it.
And then even like when I hear like the young rappers, the young cats coming out now, everybody, even the R&B cats, I'm like, man, you ain't gonna get the crooning no more. It's gonna take about another 10 years. And
Like, you got a few, they don't get focused. Because what people don't realize, man, them that stuff is marketing.
Right.
So they purposely playing this certain type of music.
Yeah.
But with the way music is now, you don't even have to listen to them. I go to Tidal or whatever, and I listen to what I want to listen to. I don't listen to the radio.
Right.
So if I don't want to listen to somebody, I just don't listen to them.
That makes
You know
sense.
what I'm saying? It ain't, back in the day, we was force-fed.
Yeah.
Now I listen to what I want. I got my own playlist.
And that I think that's the dopest thing because I share mine, and everybody be like, "Boy, you old."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Nah, I ain't old. This just what I like. This is what I think is dope. This is what I think is fly. I think this is the best thing going." Yeah. And the stuff that I can take from, I'm gonna tell you though, real talk. Certain ones they still give me chills when I hear certain ones. Like I kind of like the young cats. I like the little babies.
Yeah,
and
a lot of them is dope.
Yeah. I even like Rod Wave a lot.
Rod Wave, Dirk. I listen to Dirk.
I like Dirk.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to dig in between it to see the good ones. It's still
right. It's some gems in there.
Generation, yeah. Because it was garbage people in our generation.
Right.
People don't want to admit it.
Right.
Like even we talk about how these people dress, the little skinny jeans shit.
Mm-hmm.
People were doing that in our generation.
Right.
Especially in the '80s, them dudes was feminine
with the shirts open and the fishnet joint.
See-throughs, So.
Yeah. Even Dr. Dre had it on a little bit, so yeah, I got that. So,
silver suit.
Yeah, silver suit dancing. So I think that's cool, man. So when you balance it out, man, and you looking at it and you start thinking about that, like what's some gems that you can give somebody that's like inner city? Like what would you tell them the best thing to do? You know what I'm saying? If you was living in the city and all you knew was your block, what's some of them gems you would give them to them?
Man, travel outside of it.
Okay.
Get to know somebody that's the opposite of you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I used to look at people like, say, from Grandview, like as squares. But then I thought about it, and as I got older, I'm like, how can I blame them for being raised with a mama that got them out the hood?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then once you get outside the hood, you see different things, and then leave your city. Once you leave your city, you see how different the world is.
Right.
You stop judging people so much because everybody is their self.
Yeah.
So I just say, man, don't conform. Don't be conformed to your hood.
How old was you when you took your first trip?
First plane trip?
Yeah.
Shit, 27.
You remember where you went?
Chicago.
How was that? Just the fact that you was able to? Did you book it and everything like that?
It was cool. Me and my cousin had a show actually.
Okay.
So we went to this underground show, like some 8 Mile type shit.
Yeah.
And it made us feel good because you know what I'm saying, he had just started rapping, and I was rapping for supporting him. So
gotcha.
We did our show, and we had a homegirl down there. She was like our manager, and she booked us a show, and hopped on the plane, and you know what I'm saying. Now he in Atlanta, so I done been in Atlanta 7, 8 times. You know what I'm saying. So now it's different. But like I wish I would have knew about all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like coming up, I didn't even know where the airport was.
You didn't know where it was.
Nah, we didn't go there.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't go to the airport. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then a plane ticket is the price of tennis shoes. So
right.
we could bought a plane ticket and just get out of here and go see some shit, but we wasn't thinking about it.
Right.
So that's why I got like nieces and nephews in their early 20s and shit. They be taking trips. I'm living vicariously through them. I take a trip with them when I can, but I live vicariously through them, man. Like, live your life.
Right. I think mine, when I got to college, I was taking more trips because I went to LU, so I seen different people in different areas. We had Chicago, you had Florida Cash, you had Ohio Flats.
Yeah,
so I met my people then.
Yeah.
And
connections.
And when you got those connections, man, it was like summertime. Instead of going straight home, I'm going with them.
Yeah. So
and
even like my first trip, it took somebody. She went to school down there.
Yeah.
So she told us like, I'm gonna book y'all a show down here.
Right.
She booked us a show down there. So
it
take you know what I'm saying? It take a
right. Because even on my college visit, man, I got lost going down because you used to 635, 70.
Yeah.
71 wasn't even a thing of
Talking
existence.
about the LU?
Yeah.
Now we hit the road to the colleges, all the colleges around.
Yeah.
We went to all them.
No, we went, but when it was time for me to leave, I packed my own. I had a little gray Tempo with a white fender.
With no GPS back then.
No GPS. MapQuest was popping, but it was about 20 pages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was 20 pages you flipping through. I remember I got to Columbia and thought I was at LU.
Nah, you had another 30 miles.
You know what I'm saying? So
on that tricky highway.
on the little curve. So
yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm here. I'm looking around. I'm like this. So then when I got to the black school, it was smaller. It wasn't as big. And I met some cool cats.
Yeah.
I met some cool homegirls, and they really like everybody was like we was for each other. Like everybody was together. So you remember going to somebody's door knocking, get some noodles, and then you got that bond. Let me play the game over here. Like we going over to the girls' dorm, sit in their lobby and talk stuff. So then I got the report. So now when I start traveling, I'm calling people, hey, I'm in your city. Yeah. They like, hey man, where you at? And they'll pull up
and
or
show you around.
Show you around because it's a hood everywhere. Yeah. It's pretty everywhere. It's dirty everywhere.
Everywhere the same to me.
Yeah,
that's the same.
Yeah, but
like I even had a fear of going to college. That's why I didn't go to college.
What was the fear?
I'm like, I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna get haircut money. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that, and that kept me from going to college. That's one of the reasons I didn't go to college. Yeah. I had a scholarship that I didn't use.
Football, academics, basketball.
It was sports.
Okay.
But it wasn't really. It was I went to a college for football, but I stopped answering the coaches' phone calls and everything because I just didn't want to go. Like my mom was so different back then.
Right.
So my two homies went, and it was supposed to be us three going to the same school to play football. But I was like, nah.
That makes sense. I mean, because I think we all fear of it. We fear of the not having.
Because you see, my mama had a part-time job since I was 10.
Right.
From 10 until the day she died, she was working a part-time job. So I know
Right.
she didn't have no money, so I had to go
Right.
get my own. So I had to get a job and do whatever else I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my fears.
Yeah.
So that kept me from going to college. I wish I would have had the college experience a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to meet new people.
And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, just to meet new people.
And I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, man, you can go anywhere you want to go. I don't care if it's HBCU. I don't care if it's whatever. I want you to get the undergrad in HBCU if you can, and then get your doctorate and your master's and stuff at a big university so they respect you. But get that, because a lot of my friends that I grew up with, we still tight, but I'm more tight with the people that I was in college with because we was all at that age of being like grown men, young women, and we was coming together.
Yeah, they tricked us with that no new friend shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's connections. That's networking. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
big. That's
you know what I'm
big.
saying? Like, what I noticed, man, now that I'm older, it's like I done met so many cats that was from a neighborhood that I wouldn't talk to when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I talk to them now, and they cool as hell.
Yeah.
They cooler than some of the cats that was from my neighborhood. But the reason I didn't talk to him is because he from this neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And usually that happened in jail.
Right.
Now it's happening through just, you know what I'm saying, who you know, parties, house party, like, oh, yeah, I know you, and coolest niggas ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I'm trying to get kids not to fall into. 'Cause, like, it's cool to rep your neighborhood, but we don't even own them blocks.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? We was fighting in clubs over blocks. We ain't even own the house.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I remember in high school, man, it was to come to Missouri
yeah.
was a field trip.
Yeah.
And then you had to worry about getting back.
Yeah.
We going to the basketball games.
Same with Kansas.
We going to the basketball games, and it's like we just coming over here have a good time. And it's like, nah, y'all ain't about to come over here. Y'all ain't from over here. Y'all got to get from back. They used to see them tags, and it would be a problem, and then vice versa.
They still try to do it these days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really partake in the Kansas versus Missouri.
It's
jokes.
all big.
I don't partake in it.
Me neither.
We all the same, especially now with everybody working in certain jobs. Like,
Right.
we the same now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably a little different, but for the most part, we the same now.
Nah, that makes
I
sense.
done met some of the coolest people I met from Kansas.
Right. And then it's always I think too, it's always a way to kind of keep us at bay from each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
So you judge each other based off of what you don't know.
Yeah, we don't own these states either. That's how
Yeah.
I look at it. So they don't want none of us here.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, that's real. That's
link
real.
with your people, man.
Nah, I think that's dope, man. So when this is all 10 years from now, you know what I'm saying, and you sitting back, what's the goal?
Shit, really to have my main goal, like photography, not my passion, man. My passion is inspiring people.
Okay.
So by then, I want to have a few books out.
Okay.
So hopefully travel the world, speaking to people, inspiring people, especially the youth, especially the young boys. Like,
Right.
That's what I'm on. That's my kick, man. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it started. Really, like I started my book, I've been slacking. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Gotcha.
said, you got to find that balance. So between working so much, I haven't sat down and wrote it. Like I let a few people read what I wrote, and they like, nigga, finish, because they've been asking me for so long to write my book because of everything they know I've been through.
Right.
So I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure out how I want to put it out there.
So I know you did 5 songs, but if you can give the youth or even adults 3 books that you would recommend right now that they listen to, what would those like be?
The autobiography of Malcolm X.
Why?
That it changed my life because he was me.
Yeah.
Like, he came from the hood.
Yeah.
And he started educating himself and realized he didn't have to be that way.
Okay.
So then you just see his transformation. He's so much of an icon now that most people don't even know Malcolm Little.
That's
You
what's
know what
up.
I'm saying? And then, of course, today they won't let you start as Malcolm Little and then become Malcolm X because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you 20, you make a mistake, they're going to try to keep it. It might be online, so it's going to travel with you forever. You know what I'm saying? So he got to do that. So I say that. Man, you be putting me on the spot, man. There's so many books.
It's just because I'm going to tell you why. So I asked the 5 questions. I asked about books. I asked about things because they associate with feelings.
Yeah.
They associate with times. You know what I'm saying? They associate with this. I may ask you this 20 minutes from now and you're going to have something totally different. But the fact
At
of
the
the
moment,
matter,
living in the moment.
in the moment,
It's a book called 4 Agreements. Like, I love it.
tell me about it.
It's it's basically, it teaches you how not to judge people for the most part. Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause everybody is who they is. So it's just it got 4 agreements. I can't remember it off the top because I done read it a couple times.
Right.
But it's a dope book. And
4 agreements.
yeah, and I would say The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho.
I got you.
Yeah, it's basically telling about your life legend. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can be whatever you want to be, but you gotta. We alchemists, man. We magical.
Right.
But people don't know you magical because they didn't taught us that poverty is how we supposed to be. We're supposed to be broke. We ain't supposed to live in abundance. So you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
So them would be 3 books I say: 4 Agreements, The Alchemist, and The Autobiography of Malcolm X.
I think my 3, Kenny Barnes, The Dream Is Real.
I gotta get up on that.
He was in the he was in the entertainment. He was in some music in the industry, but he was from DC.
Okay.
And he was playing basketball and when his forward, Wale wrote his forward, but it was coming down to the end of the game like on some movie type stuff. If you make the shot, you go to college, get a scholarship. Do what you want to do? He missed the shot. 2 girls sitting on the front row of the high school. They like, if you would have made the shot, you would have been the man, right? His cousin goes to Atlanta. He's in the streets. He goes to jail. Gets a chance to go to his cousin. He goes around. This is like Freaknik. This is like when Atlanta's at its peak. This is like Outkast just coming on. Mid-90s. He builds his brand. He's down there with AG Entertainment. He's down there with all of them. He starts throwing parties. He gets hooked up with Diddy. He gets hooked up with Biggie and them, all of them. Later on, gets hooked up with Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and all of them, even Mariah. I think he did the group The Dream, the singing group.
I think I heard of this book.
So when he in the book, he said it was a part where they used to get the rock chains or whatever way, and Nicole Ray wanted her chain, and they was kind of playing mental a little bit with her. So in the mental part of it, he went to Dame like, man, she's living for the moment of this chain. Everybody's looking for chaining day because that gives them the gratification that they made it to the rock. But then I think he was getting ready to leave, and Dame told him he owed some money to the people or whatever. So when he told him that, instead of him believing what Dame said, he walked past the door, and the guy, the big guy was there. He was like, hey man, do I owe y'all anything? He's like, nah, your debt is paid up. Yeah. So he was like, the dream is real, but in the sense of if you don't ask people, you won't know. You go off of somebody else. So like Paid in Full, gave the script to Dame, just saved me a role. It just didn't work like that, but they cool. Mm-hmm. The whole button up thing, that was his thing. Yeah. So it was all of those things, and I think he got he had a deal with Axe. When Axe was smelling real good at the time back then, he was one of the people. Belvedere, a couple other people did a lot of stuff for him. He did a lot of stuff. And in the book, he had his birthday party, I think his 30th, in the Versace mansion. They had never seen it. Yeah. So I'm like, man, all of this stuff by just dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Just dreaming. Tyrese's How to Get Out of My Own Way, because it was a part in the book where he was talking about generations. Said he was in the pool one time with his mom after he had made it. And he asked his mom about his grandmother. And she was talking. And as she was talking, he said, man, I ain't in the pool with my mom, I'm in the pool with my grandma. And his mom got out the pool and she got attitude. Because she resented to be like her mom so much. So when she realized that she was becoming just like her mom, it messed her up. Like he was like, she's like, my mom kept a lot of guys around. My mom did this. He was like, it's the same thing you was doing.
Yeah, you don't see it though.
You don't see it. Then it was another part he was saying how he was riding when he shot the Coca-Cola commercial. Yeah. He didn't have enough money to even sit on the bus.
Yeah, I heard that story.
You know what I'm saying? So that part, and then riding down Baldwin Hills, he was in a Bentley or a nice car. So he looked over to the side. There was a dude sitting on the road with a Walkman on, laughing and dancing. He was more at peace than he was in his life.
I heard that story. Yeah.
So that threw him, that threw it off, man. So that was a good one. I read those two probably in like 2 or 3 days. It messed me up because they were so good. You couldn't put them down. Yeah. And
those be the ones.
And then probably A Traveler's Gift. Traveler's Gift. Traveler's Gift was a book where it was in different parts of the history, where you had like around like when Hitler and Nazis and all that stuff like that, and the Jewish thing, all of that. So it was the guy was like a businessman and he had lost his job, but he didn't want to tell his wife or whatever what happened. So when he told her, he had like what would be like an accident. But when he woke up, he was going to all these different times in life where history was changed. And if they didn't go through those things, excuse me, they wouldn't know what it was and what it wasn't. So at the end, he ended up coming up on top because one of his inventions made it what it was. But it was like he went and seen like Anne Frank. He went to Abraham Lincoln. He was talking to Abraham Lincoln about like the whole slavery thing. And he's like, I don't want to go out here and tell these people this, but I got to tell them this, and I got to be honest with them about this. He went to the Bible and with the king. And he was sitting around different times or different situations, but it was a book that showed you if these people don't do what they want, what they got to do, even like Henry Ford and different stuff like that, the presidents and all of that, like as far as like making World War I, World War II, and all of that stuff like that. So it was one of them type of situations. So the book right there, it just told me keep going. So it was kind of one of them things that helped me to say like, hey, bro, if you don't do it, you're gonna wish you did do it. So it was a good one. I think that would be the one I can do. So we didn't have a real good conversation, man. But I want to ask you, and I ask everybody this, just because with this COVID stuff, with life, we take a lot of things for granted. You see what I'm saying? So one day you wake up and you got a group of people that you're around, and they say the 5 people that you spend the most time with and you're around are a reflection of you. I do believe it, but I don't believe it because it's just what it is. But right now, your emergency contact, who would that be? Your emergency contact. Something happened.
One?
Right now. If you had to call somebody right now, who the first person you calling?
My 2 sisters.
Okay. So is it?
My 2 sisters, that's what I put down for everything, my 2 sisters.
Okay. Why?
They just there for me.
Yeah.
They always been there.
No
You know what
doubt.
I'm saying? It would be my 3 sisters, but I lost one in 2017.
Got you.
But just my 2 sisters.
And if those 2 was a change and you couldn't do it no more, who else would be?
My niece and her husband.
That's dope.
That's what I spend time with every day.
That's dope.
I go over their house every day. So it's
Okay.
like my little brother and sister.
Right.
So it would probably be them. And then I got my cousin Twan in Atlanta.
Right.
Like I talk to him. Like I don't talk to a lot of people.
Right.
So those are the ones. That's who I talk to.
Got you. That's dope. So, like I said, I asked it just because it changes, and we gotta think ahead. We gotta think ahead. You gotta have some people in your phone that's really, you press talk, they come in, no questions asked.
Yeah.
What you got like coming up? Like what's coming up outside of traveling? We already said we're gonna see the world a little bit more. Like what else you got coming down the pipeline?
My main focus is to get that book out here. So
Okay.
I have to work on that book and figure out how I can start inspiring the world.
Got you.
That's my main goal now, man. It's kind of. I ain't gonna say it's hard because what I'm saying that's a stigma. But,
Right.
It's trying to figure out how I want to do it because we come from a city where they don't forget who you was, so it's hard to reinvent yourself sometimes. So it's figure out how to step back and recreate myself.
Got you.
So basically, that book, man.
So we're gonna push the book.
Yeah,
So I gotta do it like a temperature check in like 90 days. Hit you and see where we at.
man, check on me, man. I need some accountability partners.
Okay. And do you think that that's needed? Like as far as like
Accountability
men?
partners? Yeah, definitely. Like I've been wanting to put together a men's group where we can get together and talk about stuff that we don't talk about. Like we too hard for ourselves. Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've
What?
been wanting to do that.
I mean, I know why I think it is, but why do you think we too hard for ourselves?
So I was raised, bro. We was raised to be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like women express themselves. Women call their girlfriend, hey, woo, woo, woo. Around our homies, we had to. I heard somebody say like, you really not who you are in the hood. You just who you think you're supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you go outside and you got to be tough because this is a tough neighborhood.
Gotcha.
But you missing out on being a lawyer, a doctor, or this because you want to be a gang member.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we grew up. So we wasn't expressing ourselves, and we didn't see no men around expressing themselves. Like
Right.
the women in our family didn't even express themselves growing up. Like our mama, we knew she loved us, but she didn't just tell us.
She didn't tell you?
loved us every. Nah, we didn't hear that.
And we're like that, man, because I can tell you as a kid, it probably wasn't until my mom got married where I can tell you there was 10 times that she said, I love you first.
I don't even remember none.
And it used to throw me off because my dad, even after he whooped us, or either after whatever, he always told me he loved me. My mom, her parents, so we go with DNA. So when you say like it's a Dalmatian, no matter how many times you rub that dog, it's got them spots on it. You can cut the hair off or whatever, it's gonna come back, right?
It's gonna come right back.
So my mom's family, They gave her Sears cards, Montgomery Awards, Venture credit cards. That was love. Yeah. My dad's family, it was 14 of them. The love was them being around the table. You see what I'm saying? So, and my dad used to always be big on, like, I love you. So now when I talk to my kids, I'm big on I love you.
Yeah, I'm big on that with everybody.
Yeah.
Like friends, family.
Right.
Like I don't leave without, like I used to be the person I'd come to the function and I'll leave. I used to leave without saying bye.
Yeah.
And then one day then my sister told me, like, you just like your mama. Like you show up and then you just leave. Like, mom, you should just leave. So then from that day I made a conscious effort to tell everybody I love you, hug you.
Yeah.
All the nieces and nephews hug you. Like, I don't let my daughter get out the phone without saying I love you. Like,
yeah.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? The homies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cause you gotta. I think we gotta break that mold. And I'm big on, like, I don't say bye. I say I see you later.
See you later.
I say
Yeah,
every time. And I'm
I
talking
got that from John Q.
Yeah,
John Q movie.
That's it. I see you later. So it was always a thing, like with me, because like when you say bye, I feel like that's the end. Like that's the end of the friendship. That's the end of the moment. If I say bye to you, we parting ways. Yeah. We ain't never coming back again. So I don't say byes, man, because I didn't seen some days where I didn't say even I see you later, and you get a phone call, and I'm like, man, that's my homeboy, and he gone now, and I ain't even get a chance to talk to him. Or you holding grudges that you didn't have to hold.
Yeah. And see, I try not to hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? I try not to get angry with people no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Story I ain't never told. Like when my mama passed, like she left for work on a Friday.
Okay.
We had got into it. Like she cussed me out.
Right.
So we didn't say bye or I love you or nothing. Last thing I remember, she went out the door and I threw the remote and broke the remote. You know what I'm saying? Later that day, she called me talking about she got a headache, so my sister went and got her and took her to the hospital.
Right.
She died on that Sunday. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to, you know what I'm saying, get into it because you never know.
You never know.
Like, you never know. I mean, of course, you're human, so you're going to have your human thoughts, but there's probably only one person in this world that I probably can't forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I ain't got no vendettas.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. I want to see everybody win. Whether they're around me or not around me, I want to see everybody win.
Everybody's, like every single person. People that I don't like, I'll be happy when I see their accomplishments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that mean mine next.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. And it was some older cats that told me that, like, man, if you don't celebrate people, you will never be celebrated.
Yeah.
And you will never unlock the door because it's kind of like your hand is, you know what I'm saying, it's closed and you can't get nothing in.
And I learned that just say doing photography. Like, man, when I first started, like, a lot of the people that was doing it wouldn't fuck with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they was just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they thought I was going to try to take their spot, but they would not fuck with me. Mm-hmm. So now what I do, I make sure that anybody that reach out to me, what you need. You need to come on and shoot with me. You need one-on-one. Like, I do it all, bro. Like, ain't no love lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And it's a guy that I shoot my weddings with. Like, his wife, he told me his wife was like, he do all this and ain't no jealousy? And he was like, nah, this shit is genuine.
Yeah.
Like, that's my little bro now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Even bro right here. Like, when he reached out to me, like, never been no hatred, man. I'm going to send you some people. So many people in the city. Can't shoot everybody.
Right.
What I'm going to hog everybody for, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think people need to do that in every field. The more you link, the bigger it can get.
Yeah. And then it's a melting pot. And that's how me and bro was, man, because I remember when he first started shooting, man, my dog was sitting there. We used to work together. Mm-hmm. He was sitting in the cubicle.
That's how I met?
That's how we met, at the spot.
Oh, you worked out? Oh, okay.
So he was sitting there. He's like, man, you know I'm playing with this camera? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? I need you to take some pictures for me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, I don't even know what to charge. I said, bro, I don't argue at Macy's, so I ain't going to argue with you. Right. So from
that's
that
the
day.
part when you start with the charge.
Yeah.
That's the hardest
so
part.
From that day forward, man, every time I talk to my guy, I don't know what to charge you, bro. And he always tell you, like, bro, I appreciate you because you send me some business.
I respect people like you the most because I respect my people that stayed down through the times where I was figuring it out.
Yeah.
So you look at their pictures like, that shit trash.
Yeah.
But now they still there. 10 years later.
That's real.
Them is they family. I don't even call them clients. That's family.
That's how I look at this podcast. That's my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. And I think because, like, now with us coming together and collabing on this, it got him because he had reached not his peak, but he was at the top of where he at now. You're at the top of where you at. So he needs something new. So he like, man, I'm all aboard. Mm-hmm. And it was weird because when I called, my dude was like, man, I've been reading up on this too, and I've been thinking about this too. He's like, man, let's do it. It wasn't no like, let me think about it and I'm going to get back with you. He was like, hey, press the button, let's go. And I think I sent him, sent some audios of like some stuff I had done. He's like, man, I'm in. Mm-hmm. And we trade books, we trade knowledge, we trade parenting skills and all of that. You need that, man. So before we get ready to get up out of here, man, you got any like your website? You want to promote your website as far as where they get at you at?
My website under construction now.
Okay, so where they got to see you?
Me on, my Instagram is T_B_shooting.
Okay.
Without the G at the end.
Okay.
And of course, Facebook is Siř Tee Ervin.
Okay.
Reach out to me, I'll talk back.
Okay. All right. Any motivation you want to give anybody? Like any like thing you quote you live by, whatever, before we get up out of here?
Man, the quote I'm gonna go to people that have lost somebody. Like, man, you know what helped me get over? Two quotes that helped me get over. I ain't gonna say get over. That helped me cope.
Cope, yes.
Like people ask me why do I post my people so much? They say because I don't want them to die twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people just get out of here. Their family never talk about them again. So you'll die twice. You'll die in physical form, and then you forgot
and memories.
Your family, your greats that we talked about, they don't even know who you are.
Hey man, I like that, bro.
So and then the other one is live for them or die with them.
Gotcha.
So them is my two quotes that I
live
by, man.
That's major, big brother. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Again, I appreciate you, bro. Anytime you want to come back through, hang out with me, man. Do whatever, man.
I'm there, man.
Anytime. I don't care what it is, what it's not, bro. I appreciate you so much, bro. Like I tell y'all all the time, man, until we see each other again, man, may God be your direction and we be your seatbelt, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Be cool, be safe. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all.
Good with you. How the fam doing? Everybody Gucci?
Slow motion.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in. All the strong women and mothers out there. Married and single, we appreciate y'all. We just want to give y'all something. Listen to it. Want you to understand all the men in the world. Fellas, good day, great night. Oh yeah. Fellas, y'all promise to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. Tell it like it really is. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Uncomfortable conversations are needed for growth and closure. Be real with it.